Boom, we are live, baby, live. Welcome to Pub Sports Radio, NCAA Net Profit. It is Thursday, March 3rd, Max. How are you doing today? How did last night go? My night was not very good. Well, in other sports, it was fine. College basketball is very up and down for me. How was your night?
Yeah, I got screwed over pretty hard last night. Normally, I can really just a loss is a loss. I'm a volume better. I have lots of losses. But when we finished the show, Connor, and then 20 minutes after, I get a fucking notification that my guy Josh Jefferson isn't playing for Middle Tennessee State. And I fucking, emphasize how good and how important he was and all that fucking shit. So that really set me off on a bad bit of karma. And then with Duquesne forcing fucking overtime when we got 59 points at the end of regulation was just a nice kick right in the balls. And you know what? I'm back. I don't have dementia patience memory today, but fuck both of those games.
I feel you. Yeah, I liked Creighton, and I didn't put too much on it. And there was a few other spots. Sometimes you just got to go with what you like. A few things were thrown last night, and a walk was it? That doesn't happen much with me. I get that fucking hot. Maybe I was from yesterday from the show, not the likes. Maybe you're right. It carried over into my anger issues. Anyways, let's get to today. Man, there's a shitload of games, Max. I've been up since last night. Today, I've been taking these weird naps, just trying to go through these games. Tell me what you've seen from last night in the line movement from side and total wise. We got Horizon League, Missouri Valley, Sun Belt going on. Tell me what's you've seen side and total here.
Yeah, so we've seen some movement, a couple points here and there in a lot of games. I think that some of the more important ones to note would definitely be a little later on down the board when you're looking at rotation order. I have to stop and look at Cal and Arizona State, who went from a 124 total to 127. Then I have to look at spots like freaking what was the other spot? Tulane versus UCF, where UCF opened up as a dog. Now they're a favorite. We've definitely seen some line move when it comes to the total in the Iowa-Michigan game, and it's gone towards the under with the 156.5 and as low as 154 out there right now. Portland State went from a 1.5 point favorite to as high as a 3.5 point road favorite. That's a really interesting spot. Could be better just to hit them on the money line. And Connor, I think that when we look at Utah Valley and Grand Canyon, this is a game that has surprisingly went towards the over. 128.5 opener, as high as 131 right now. So I do think that there are some interesting line moves. Most importantly, you probably should be playing your numbers more often than what's going on with the steam, but I know that steam chasing is big. UC Davis and Long Beach, speaking of steam, that line went from 145 to 148.5 in about freaking 15 minutes this morning, so that number definitely got pushed up. We have seen some movement towards the over, surprisingly, in the Cal Irvine Cal Poly game from 121 to as high as 123. So some interesting line moves there. Going into some of the tournament games, obviously, these are the games that can be a little more volatile. We have seen a little bit of that volatility in the Detroit Northern Kentucky game. 137 opener, down as low as 132.5, and now coming back up a bit. We have seen Oakland go from 147.5 over under with Wright State down as low as 145. Very surprising considering the ammo on both sides of the court with those teams. Sticking with the Horizon League, Robert Morris and Cleveland State open up at 144. That total, not surprisingly, is down to 142.5. Connor, when I do look at some of the other tournaments, I have to take note of Evansville, Valparaiso. Every point matters in a game like that in Evansville. And Valpo opened up as a 128.5 total. It's down to as low as 126.5. As far as other games that I want to mention, I think that the only one that I really want to bring up right now, probably Kennesaw, Jacksonville State, that total going from 140.5 to as low as 137.5. Peculiar line move originally at the opening number, but now with such a significant move towards the over, the way that I'm looking to attack this game is with Arizona State's team total. Arizona State's done a very good job of figuring out some of their offensive issues that they were having earlier on in the season. And I do think that being able to do that in a conference with a schedule like you had is a good sign of not giving up. And that's very important to me when I'm betting on these types of games and these types of numbers. I do think that with Arizona State, I want to see them show to me early on that they're really engaged, that they're hitting some jump shots, they're having some versatility with their scoring output, and that they're taking good shots, making the extra pass, remembering that it's not a one-on-one game, it's a 5-on-5 game. So I'm looking at Arizona State at their team total in the first half at 30.5. If they can't score 31 points, then there's no way that this total has any chance of going over the 126 or 127 that's around right now.
Cal just struggles so bad offensively. You're right, though, Max. Arizona State has played better offensively since, this last month. Man, Cal can really lull you to sleep. They're still solid defensively. I think the game in the 60s. That's why there's just not a ton of value at the number. I mean, I think there's just a little bit there with this total. All right, let's keep rolling here. TCU versus Kansas. Kansas laying 11 here. This is a lot, Max. I think Kansas wins. It's just, do they cover the number? I love TCU in that spot because I knew they were coming right here, and I think Kansas takes care of business. But do they cover? I mean, now at 11, huge number. Total's 142.5. What do you like here, TCU, Kansas?
Yeah, listen, this is another spot where I think that TCU can be competitive, and the way to be competitive is to score the basketball. And when you can get TCU coming off an emotional type of victory and just some overall good form as of late at the right time of year, I do think it's something that we can play off of again tonight. If this team total for them was any higher, I would be a little more hesitant. However, this is something that they've been able to accomplish in the last 4 games, even in losing situations. And I think that TCU is going to be able to challenge Kansas perimeter defense nicely tonight. And they're going to be able to do that by not having to settle for 3-point shots. I love how this team goes to the rim and doesn't settle. They're not a fast tempo team. They're not going to take a ton of shots unless their opponent dictates that they do so. But when they do so, they play hard-nosed basketball. The best way to score it is to go inside. So I think that with Mike Miles running this team, leading this team, and if TCU can limit their turnovers, I do think that Kansas will dictate a tempo that gives them enough shot attempts and enough possessions in order to get over the 65.5 on their team total. While I do think that TCU has value as a double-digit dog, I do think that in order to cover as a double-digit dog, they're going to have to score points.
Yeah, and I've talked about it. At home they're better, but on the road, this is what I think is going to be their demise in the tournament. This Kansas defense isn't that great, and it wasn't the other night against TCU. So we'll see back at home if they can cover the number here. All right, Max, let's keep rolling. Portland State versus Idaho here. Portland State's laying 3. Huge total, 156 in this spot. What do you like here, Portland State, Idaho?
Yeah, I'm one of these guys that I don't know why, but I find just Portland State to be heavily appealing to me. I think that with the right opponent and the right tempo and the right poor quality defense like they're going to get against Idaho tonight. That's something that I really like. When I think about Idaho, Idaho's a team that really is not trying to play a whole lot of defense right now. When they can't score the basketball, they may keep games under, but that doesn't mean that their opponent isn't going to score 80 plus points. And I think that this is a situation where even the bottom feeders like Sacramento State were able to put up 80 on this Idaho team. I think that Portland State is able to do so. I think that Portland State, with their terrible defense, they're going to give up a lot of quick early buckets. And at the end of the day, when you can't stop dribble penetration, but you can hit a three, that's going to end up either with freaking a back and forth scoring game or a ton of transition running opportunities. And Portland State is not a team that's going to really freaking stop and slow the game down like that. Obviously, coming off a really nice, hard fought win against Idaho State, it's time to freaking mount and crown. But when you look at this roster, even without James Jean Marie, my fellow Canadian, we have another Canadian on this team, Damian Squire. Damian Squire, Michael Carter, the former Long Beach player, and Khalid Thomas. I'll take that trio any day. I think that they're scoring points early. I think they're winning the game. And listen, when I see 79.5 and 37.5, I like both team totals for Portland State and them to cover the spread. So I like this game, Connor. Can you tell?
Yeah. Didn't know a man could get so fired up for a Portland State Idaho game. But I'm excited for some of these other ones that were on the card. You know, I'm excited for Southern Utah, Idaho State, a few other ones. So I feel you.
You know what else I'm excited about, Connor? I'm excited about the fact that I'm about to cash an over with West Texas A&M and Angelo State. Goddamn degenerate game of the day. Fuck yeah.
That is a DGen special for sure. All right, Max, real quick, let's give a shout out to the chat. Hit the like button. You know what to do. Little week yesterday. Jake Kaiser, Austin Nick, Nikki Fish Takes. There's my guy. Hopefully he'll come on maybe tomorrow, Friday, beer bash day. Slam a few brewskis. PG, what's up? TCATL, Blackthorn King, Ron Lofton, M Doctor 24, Okie, Andrew G, Real Deal Prime, The Grinder, selling heat pumps across Canada, Jay Peasy, Rodney Barton, AJN, Josh, Colton, what's up? Polly Walnuts, what's going on, my man? Shout out to everybody. All our other Jakes are rolling in. Preston Burke. Shout out to everybody. Jacqueline Martin, Cab, T-Mac. Guys are rolling in here. Rara Murray, what's up, my man? Shout out to everybody. Tori, Trevor, Chris Cromatini, Seth. Shout out to everybody. Hit that like button for us. And anything on the docket today, Max Ninja 13, Jake Murray, anything on the docket that you want from the chat?
Listen, I want the chat to go to their local strip club to support local strippers because it's that time of the month again, and they're going to need silk underwear to wear. All right. You know, when they're wearing those G strings and they're freaking dancing and getting money put in their panties, and men just freaking enjoying the view of them, and women, of course. And I think that that's when they're going to need something comfortable to slip into once they're done their shift. And that's where they count on us. So go to your local Victoria's Secret, support some local strippers with some nice lingerie underwear to wear after they've been climbing that goddamn pole.
Make sure that pole's clean. Sanitize the pole at your local strip club. Let's get going here, Max. Indiana State, Illinois State. Illinois State's lane 1 here. Total's 143. What do you like here in this one?
Oh, I'm so pissed, Connor. I'm sorry to go off topic again, go off the rails as it's been
Yeah.
called before, but I just missed a call from a possible Indian scammer, and it would have been hilarious if I was able to answer the call on the show. God
Yes.
damn it. Oh, I love when those guys call. I love fucking with them. All right. Let's get back on track. Simply put, I think that Indiana State tonight really has to have a nice shooting game against this Illinois State Redbird team. With the coaching change, this is a team that has really nothing to lose. They're gonna play loose. They're gonna play a little more defensive, and with the way that they shoot the three and the way that they make free throws, this is a dangerous team. Antonio Reeves is a fearsome scorer in this conference, and it's going to be up to Cam Henry and obviously guys like freaking Cooper Neese to be able to score and give them enough pressure on that end to really limit some of the damage they can do, because Reeves is coming off a huge 28-point game. Howard Fleming had 20 in that spot. That's something that if you let happen again is not going to be working out for you. Let's be brutally honest, the way that they looked in that game last time out against Illinois State, you got to think that they come back with a little bit of revenge. And when we have these quick turnaround games, usually we do get offense. But when you talk about Missouri Valley Conference games and you talk about first round games, these are under games very often. I'm afraid to take an over in this game, and I would have to be on the under as my lean. And look at the line. Why isn't it 5.5 for Illinois State? Why is it this short ass goddamn number? It doesn't make sense to me, and it doesn't make sense to me on a neutral court. Go with the gut. Indiana State could get some revenge here.
I agree with you here a little bit. On the under, I think this might be too many points here in this one. All right, Max, let's keep rolling here with your next one. American versus Navy. Navy's laying 11.5. This total's low, 120.5, right around there. What do you got here? American, Navy. Can American cover here?
I think that with American, the biggest thing for me is, are they hitting jump shots? I say it every time because that's literally the formula to their success. I think going to an older lineup definitely worked in their senior game, but they reverted back and brought Matt Rogers and Johnny O'Neill back into the starting lineup. I think that with Colin Smalls, that's a guy that really can get a lot of good shots off, and really, even though he's on the floor more for his on-ball defense and his rebounding, I do think that he's a guy that can have a real big outlier game. You know, he doesn't get the looks, and if he does get the looks, well, I do think that he can hit 50% of them. Stacey Becton has to have a big game. That's a freaking ironclad freaking must, because Navy is deep, Navy is upper class filled, and this is Navy's last hurrah. I don't think Navy has to worry about winning this game by 12 points. I think they just got to worry about winning this game in general. They've had a tough time dealing with this American team. The only way I can be on it is on the spread, full game at least, and then this would be one of those spots that I would be comfortable taking American as a first half money line dog. They've shown in 2 games already that they can match up with the size. They can deal with the depth and the different looks that Navy's going to throw at them. And at the end of the day, while I love John Carter in the Terminator, this is not the Terminator's John Carter. This is John Carter of Navy basketball. And he, while has good statistical numbers, has been a bit inconsistent. So you shut him down, makes this game a lot easier. It's under basketball, and it's American on the spread as a double-digit dog.
Yeah, I like American a little bit here in this spot. I don't know if I'll get to the window, but I like it. What's the first half? 6.5? Did you get? Or just 6?
Yeah, 6.5.
6.5. Yeah, okay. Alrighty, Max. Excellent work. Let's go over just a couple that I have here, and I'm going to get to the rest of the games for today. This game's been on my mind all day long. and I don't know if I'm going to pull the trigger here, Max. Temple, Houston. Seeing these points, I'm a glutton. It's like I just want to get kicked in the frickin' balls. Uh, Wanted to take these points with Temple. I also leaned to this under 131.5. Obviously, Dunn has to have a huge game. When they were at home, what was that, 3 weeks ago or whatever, a month ago? Houston won 66-61. And I have a tough time with this Houston team, as we talk about all the time on this show. Um, just when they're going to go off, when they're not. They're not a team that's very consistent. They basically already locked up the conference title. So I like Temple here, and I lean to the under. What do you like in this spot?
Yeah, definitely looking towards those guys in Temple. I think that this is a number that's hard for Houston to cover full game. I do think that if I liked Houston, I'd be looking at them early on more so than for 40 minutes.
Okay.
But not my favorite spot, but I'll probably be degenerate betting it regardless.
Yeah, I know. That's just I think Dunn, he'll have a big game, hopefully. Obviously, Houston's so good with offensive rebounds, Max, and and defense, just on the glass, period. But Temple's pretty good. I think they're top 30, top 25. So I think they could hang around here. I think this just be too many points. Degen game here of the night. Yeah, J Peasy, John Connor. Yeah. What'd you say, Max? John Carter?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, John Connor.
Listen, that's what I call him. All right. I changed things. I think that you guys
Okay.
should know this by now.
I like it. Let's keep rolling here to this next one. I want to talk this game over with you a little bit. Northern Colorado, Montana, Max. This is moved last night. I liked it. I even saw twos. There's mostly 2.5s. This is 3.5 now. Always like Montana at home a little bit better ever than on the road. They lost 78-75. And I'm perplexed by this total. It's come down. All the money's on the over, but it's dropped 2.5 points. That always, gives me a little bit of a red flag. And it doesn't always decide my handicap, but it's just something I always look at. What do you think here in Northern Colorado? Because if Northern Colorado plays mostly on the road, I mean, this team scores 80 and gives up 78. Montana can score. Obviously, they have the better defense, 95th in the country, and this could just stay under. What do you think here in this game, Northern Colorado, Montana here?
Yeah, listen, with Montana being night and day on the road, at home, in conference, non-conference, doesn't matter. I think that Montana has to be aware of how good this guard play has been for Northern Colorado. In
Yeah.
past years, it's been Bodie Hume running the show for them. And I think that if Montana wants to win and cover this game isn't going to see 150.
Okay. Yeah, now it's 4. I think I'm gonna stay off. I'm even gonna stay off the total as well. Alrighty, let's keep rolling here. I got one more I wanted to talk over with you here. Let's talk this one. I wanted to mention North Texas, Texas San Antonio. North Texas is 13-point favorites. The total is 123. One thing with them, Max, this team can cover, even on the road, cover a number and this game will still stay under. I think it stays under here, even at 123. I don't know if UTSA breaks 50, so I lean their team total a little bit. What do you like here, North Texas, UTSA?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that North Texas fucks them right in the mouth.
Okay.
Sort of like the relationship I have with my friend Glenn. Hey Glenn, how you doing, buddy? Huh? How you doing, bud? I'm still here. Fucking dick. Um yeah, no, I just think that with North Texas, it's such a low number for UTSA's team total under. They're literally like daring us to take the under. When you see 24.5 at minus 120 for UTSA's first half team total, how do you stay away from that? Even in a North Texas game. I think though the value still is with North Texas scoring the basketball, but keeping their opponent from scoring the basketball. So I agree with you. I think North Texas keeps this game under, and I like them to freaking smash and mash all over UTSA's face. Jacob Germany and Darius McNeil are not going to be the answer tonight.
Yeah, UTSA, this isn't a very good offense. I think they held them to 45 or maybe 48. I have to double check that.
I think it was 48.
48 last time out. I think the game's just similar. UTSA is a horribly defensively, but North Texas is so slow. I think for them to get to 70 would probably be, max, maybe in this game. So yeah, okay. I was thinking about that one.
No, it was 45. I had to double check. It was Bob.
Was it?
Yeah, and they only scored 17 points in the first half.
God damn. Wow. Talk about an unreal defense and the slowest offensive team in the country.
Let me ask you, is the road worth 7.5 points? I mean, is going home worth 7.5 points?
We'll see. I still think they cover here, but are they going to be motivated? So what do they beat them at home? By 23? 21?
By 24, yeah.
24. Yeah. So I think they could cover here. I don't know if I'm going to lay that. I was looking more at the total. I'll make a decision. All righty. Great work. North Texas, unreal team, can cover 15-point spreads and keep a game under 120. It's fucking unreal. It's phenomenal.
For sure.
It is crazy, crazy shit. Shout out to the chat. Appreciate all you guys. Hit the like button. Kyle, what's up, my man?
Don't make him mad.
Hey, I'm asking for one thing here. I ain't not pulling your leg for anything. Nasty Nate, Preston Burke, what's up? James Little, Talk Sports with JT, what's up, bro? Good to see you in here. Canes Nation, what's up, my man? Jeff Slaughter up in here. What's up to the boss? Paulie Walnuts, shout out to everybody. Danny Lopez, got all the Jakes up in the ear. All right, Max, let's get to the rest of these games.
Connor. Shout out to the fucking crew of Jakes. They're a fucking gang on their own. The fucking Jake gang.
Dude, the Jake gang is strong. Shout out to all 5 Jakes. Shout out to you guys. Load us up with the questions. We'll do that first, Max. Let's do like 15 minutes or 20, right around there, of all the questions from the chat on the games they want. We'll talk about, and then the last 10 minutes we'll rapid fire with everything going on. Sound good?
Yes, sir.
All right. But before, let's get a word from our sponsor real quick before we boom. If you're in the San Antonio area, head to Southtown 101. We will be there very soon, 20 days almost. And it's popping off, Pubapalooza. So if you're in the San Antonio area, we'll be there for a week. Go to Southtown 101 for sure, definitely for that week. All right, Max, go to mybookie.ag. You know the deal. Hit promo code PubSports. Put 1,000, transfer it to Bitcoin. They'll match it. Mybookie.ag. And go to manscaped.com. Great product. Get the Lawnmower 4.0, but get the little kid and caboodle with the ball deodorant for your nuts. All that stuff. Go to manscaped.com. 20% off promo code PubSports. And get the Pub Rub. Go to pubsportsradio.com. Get it on your meat, chicken, your ribs, all that great shit. And while you're at pubsportsradio.com, check out all the great shit on the site and cop some of our t-shirts while you're there. Somebody mentioned in the chat, is this Jake? one of our Jakes, does North Texas care about this game? No, that's why these games are very difficult today. These last few games before the tournament, Max, have always every year kind of messed with me a little bit. So, and you got to find some of these spots. Some teams are motivated, some teams aren't. Some teams need wins, some teams don't. So, yeah, definitely interesting there. Alrighty, let's keep rolling. Let's get to some of these games here. Let's go right with Jake. UMass Lowell at Hartford, Max. This is 1.5 total, 136.5. Do you have anything here?
Yeah, listen, I think that with this line moving towards UMass Lowell, I'm a little suspicious of it. I think that with Hartford having all the injuries that they have and having this first round home game already clinched, what roster do we see come out? But I think that these guys are going to still want to win the game. Even if Austin Williams isn't in the lineup, even if Tracy Carter isn't in the lineup. So I just think that at the end of the day, it opens up shots for other guys. It's not the NBA. There's always another guy to fill the hole that another guy leaves. And if we do see some of these guys come back tonight, pleasure too. We won't see Hunter Marks. I think he's done for the year, but this is still a Hartford team that as a team shoots freaking close to 40% from three. I don't think that's going to freaking waver. I think that when you look at how efficient they are with taking those threes and being able to really understand where the weakness in the defense is, that's Coach Gallagher right there. So I think that Hartford still takes care of business. And I think UMass Lowell, who struggles to get going early, struggles once again to get going early.
Okay, excellent. We just talked about it, Ron. Arizona State cover that 7.5, Max?
I don't know about the 7.5. I like the
you
team
like
total.
the teams? Yeah. Okay, he likes the team total a little bit better. Yeah, it's that dreaded 7.5. Cal could just hang in with that defense of theirs and just make it tight enough. But that'd be my lean. Okay, Max. Purdue Fort Wayne, favorite basketball team, is laying 6.5. Some spots 7. Totals 147. Did you have anything in this game?
Yeah, listen, I think that Purdue Fort Wayne is one of those really scary Youngstown spots once again. But I think that if they can play some defensive basketball, this is one of the really good teams to bet on as a favorite. I have regularly been able to bet on them as a favorite from anywhere from 3.5 to 6.5 and been able to cash on the regular. Yes, they really handled this UIC team last time, but UIC made it close at the end. Rebounding is a key, and that's where PFW, not IPFW, guys, PFW has to come from my guy Bobby Planis, former freaking Bonnie player. But when you look at freaking how good Pipkins and Godfrey and Damian Chonqui are, these are guys that you can be safe with, even on a neutral court environment, to lay points with. Let's not forget that they have covered freaking 8 out of 10, and I believe it's fucking 8 out of 9 as a favorite. So fear no freaking evil. Purdue Fort Wayne is here, and they're going to make your bookie shed a lot of tears.
All right, I like it. Let's keep going here. Cincinnati, Max, at SMU. SMU's laying 7. Totals 141. It's right at 7 here. I lean SMU a little bit, laying it with them at home. What do you think here, Cincinnati, SMU?
I'm obviously sure that you didn't like my fucking rhyme. Appreciate that.
I always do. Okay. Sorry, I was just trying to keep it rolling here. A little show we got going on here.
Yeah, like I got to take it off the rails a couple times. The show.
Oh yeah,
I've been good lately, so now today I'm just off the leash. But I'll tell you, in this game, I have to agree with you. When we look at, when we look at SMU, Connor, how is this group going to come together, share the basketball, share the shot attempts, and be able to maintain their freaking quality defensive identity? They've done a fantastic job. It obviously starts at the top with Kendrick Davis, but Don't freaking doubt a certain guy on this team, a guy who's been there, a guy there who's earned his starting spot, and a fellow Canadian of mine, Emmanuel Bandomel. Listen, I'm not going to judge him for being a French Canadian. I'm going to only applaud him for being a Canadian. And I think that with his on ball defense, with his newfound scoring and confidence from the coaching staff to look for his shot, I think that this is the 1-2 combo that freaking makes Cincinnati regret making the trip to Moody Arena. It's a tough place to win. It's going to prove tough for Cincinnati tonight.
Yeah, I agree there as well. So if you're French Canadian, are you just like half of a Canadian then, or what?
No,
What is
no,
your?
you're fully Canadian. I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to say that if you try and tell me to take down my Canadian flag to put up a provincial flag from Quebec, I'm going to tell you, go fuck yourself. This is Canada, motherfucker.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I've been to Quebec and had that issue. So it's like on Canada Day, if you're in Montreal, you're gonna have a Canada flag sticking out of your knapsack, sticking in your back pocket. So yeah, it's a long story.
Wow. Okay. Michigan State, Ohio State, big one here, Max. It's 5 basically everywhere. There's a few 4.5s. This opened up at 6. This came down to 138 max. It's moved back up to 139, 139.5 for the total. What do you like here, Michigan State, Ohio State?
Yeah, I definitely think that this is a spot where I'm looking at the over, but the problem is I really have to figure out what's going on with these injuries for both of these teams. You know, you may not have Tyson Walker, who hit the game-winning shot a couple games back for you. And then on the Ohio State side, you may not have Kyle Young, and you're probably not going to have Zed Key. So I just think that that is just something I got to confirm first. But going off what my numbers are saying over in this game. So when I saw it go down to freaking and go below the 140 mark, I was like, okay, I'll fucking bang on that shit. And I do think that tonight we are going to see elevated freaking scoring performance. And with Ohio State needing a win, probably more badly than Michigan State right now, I think Ohio State freaking comes in and definitely at least wins the game.
I wasn't getting the move much either. I mean, everything gets tightened up when these games are must wins, Max. That's what I'm thinking. That's why this came down early. But both these teams all year have been over teams, especially Ohio State. And Ohio State just got their ass blitzed by Nebraska. How about Nebraska shooting it crazy? 2 straight games on the road. Just insane. I'm with you with the over here. That's where I look. All right, let's keep rolling. You mentioned this game earlier, Max. Evansville, Valpo. Valpo's laying 6 here. You like Valpo laying it?
Yeah, listen, I think that with Valpo, the issue that you're gonna have right now is like, what's the deal with all the injuries that they're having? You know, they got Preston, Rudinger back, but you know, the point guard position without Darius DeVero is definitely a problem. You know, they did put in Aaron Gordon at the point last time out, and he was sufficient, but with DeVero's freaking swollen hand, it's probably going to keep him out of this game. Good thing was that he didn't break it, but he's a guy that can really get the ball to Ben Creaky in good positions. And also missing Thomas Kiltier, you know, that's another thing for this team. I think that this is a banged up Valpo team. However, against Evansville, with a team shooting the basketball the way that they are, being reliant on my fellow Canadian Shamar Givens against my fellow Canadian Ben Creaky, you know, it's a tough spot for me to choose a side. I do think Valpo wins the game. I do think Valpo thumps them. Valpo did a good job in the 2 games already against them, minus the 16-0 run in the second game that made it a 5-point game. If they can avoid that third time around, maybe they can be one of the rare teams that can beat a team 3 times in one season. It's a difficult task. I think that the Valparaiso Crusaders, not the fucking Beacons, are up for the task.
All right, Max. Let's touch on this game. Robert Morris, Cleveland State. I think they're laying 12. This total's 142. They want to know about the total. What do you like here? This Robert Morris team seems like they outright beat somebody and play well, or they could get blown out. What do you think here?
Yeah, they definitely should be able to stay within this game tonight. I think that when you look at Khalil Spear and what he can do inside, as long as he can stay on the floor, he's going to really give you a little of everything: some rim protection, some good on ball defense, some good transition scoring buckets. And you know what? He's good for a double double scoring and rebounds. I think that this is a guy that has to show up tonight against Cleveland State. Cleveland State will play slow if you want to, they'll play fast if they think that that's what it's going to be. But with Cleveland State, the biggest question is how consistent is their shooting going to be? We know that Demoy Hodge is a guy that can go off for big 3-point outputs, but is he going to be freaking shooting 3 for 14 in this game, or is he going to go freaking 6 for 12? I just don't know. I think that the safer way to play it is to take Robert Morris early on the first half spread and then evaluate at halftime. When it comes to the over, I think that Cleveland State is better off playing a game where they can get into the 75, maybe close to 80-point range. And Robert Morris is the opposite. They do not want Cleveland State to get into rhythm scoring wise. So tough game, lean towards the dog and lean towards the under.
Alrighty, let's keep rolling. G. Martinez, I will, because that was the next question asked. Detroit, Northern Kentucky, Max. They're laying 3.5, 4. Total's 133. What do you like here? Northern Kentucky, can you trust them here?
Well, the problem is this zone that they're going to freaking run out against Detroit is something that they've been able to dissect and freaking execute against. Obviously, with Mahmoud Akek back in the lineup, not only do you have your second leading scorer, you have your best on-ball defender and really the guy that allows Antoine Davis to have those really nice looks from the three-point line coming off of screens. I think that when you look at Detroit, they do have the personnel to really give Northern Kentucky a problem if Northern Kentucky goes through any kind of drought scoring wise during the game. However, I think that with Antoine Davis as hot fire as he is right now, I think that he continues to take Detroit on his back and at least keeps this game close to the end. Noah Waterman, if he can connect some baseline jumpers against the zone or just give you some freaking front court scoring to spread out the wealth, I think Detroit is capable of pulling out the upset even against Northern Kentucky.
Yeah, let's stay right here, Max. Another good one. Oakland, Wright State. It's 4 basically everywhere. Wright State's favored by. This total's 145 basically across the board. There's a few 144.5s. What do you like, Oakland, Wright State?
Yeah, I don't really like anything in this game. I think that I was looking towards the team totals, but I didn't really find a sufficient enough edge, and then I just abandoned the game like I would abandon the lady of the night on the side of the road after I expelled fluid from her.
Yeah, and well, Oakland will be abandoned from ever betting again the rest of the year if they lose. So I won't have that problem. They've lost twice to them. I think they have the better defense, especially perimeter defense. Max, Oakland does. I took the 4.5 here. We'll see. I might regret it. But we'll see coming up later tonight. It should be a good game. All those games are pretty good going on. Let's head out west, Max, since the people have started to ask about it. Pepperdine, San Diego here at the Orleans Arena here in Vegas. 5.5 totals moved up to 139. I thought it would from last night's 137. What do you like, Pepperdine, San Diego?
I just don't know if I can trust San Diego to score the basketball. We're talking about a team that hasn't been able to get over the 63-point plateau in like 5 games. Now they're going up against Pepperdine. Even against in their last game against Pepperdine at home, they were only able to win that game by 8 points and they didn't get past 65. So I have a lot of trouble getting on and over in this game. The 3-point shooting has definitely decreased throughout the season. At the beginning of the year, this is one of the teams that really dominated from the 3-point line. And Jace Townsend, since his return from injury, just has not been the same. I think that with him getting a little hot as of late, it could be helpful tonight. However, if San Diego can't get to 65, 66 points, I don't see why they can even win this game at all. So, tough spot for me. I'm just going to lay off it for now.
Yeah, Kyle, we touched on it. You want to just say it real quick, Max, about Fort Wayne? What you had on it? Or
Yeah, Fort Wayne's a really good favorite to bet on.
you heard it from him. All right, let's keep rolling here. Pacific at Loyola Marymount. This is the game that's earlier before it. Totals 140, right around there. It's 4.5. Some places 5. Loyola. You like anything here?
Yeah, I just like the under in this game. I think that regardless with Pacific, yes, they've gone over, but it's about what number they've gone over at. I think that we've seen the best of Pacific's offense as of late, and with these two teams already playing in their most recent game and combining for 167 points, I do think that there is going to be a little more emphasis on defense, cutting down some of those field goal attempts, and doing a better job of not giving up offensive rebounds. I think that Loyola Marymount definitely is in the driver's seat to fuck Pacific up once again, because the only place I think Pacific is capable of winning is in their home gym, and they're not going to be there tonight. So I like Loyola Marymount as a money line adder, and I do think that we see a drastic change in scoring, and we keep this game into the high 30s.
Excellent, excellent. Yes, we touched on the Ohio State game. I like the over. You do too, Max?
Yeah, I like the over in Ohio State to rebound, especially if Tyson Walker isn't going to play.
Yeah, so there you go. We just talked about it a few minutes ago. Let's keep rolling. Let's touch on a few more here, Max, before we'll go rapid fire. Penn State, Illinois. Illinois is laying 12.5. Penn State just got blown out at home. You trust Penn State getting these points, or is this something you're going to stay off? Total's low here, 133, 132 and a half.
I sort of feel like Illinois is going to have to come out with a strong offensive performance tonight. When you have Kofi Coburn on the floor, he's the guy that just makes every 3-point shot attempt that much easier. That's one of the things I like most about his dominance and how much attention he attracts from the defense. I think that's the key tonight for Illinois. If Illinois can play off Kofi, keep him out of foul trouble, and then be able to connect on 3-point shots, that's going to be the freaking recipe to success. And I think that if they can score 35 plus points versus this Penn State defense, that will definitely help them too. I think that Penn State, though, when we look at their first half team total, also has value, especially at 27.5.
All righty, excellent. Yes, Max talked about it on his breakdown. Go just back early, the Portland State, Idaho game there. Let's touch on a few more that some people are asking about. Let's touch on these real quick, Max. Iona at Manhattan in 9.5, 10. Totals come down a little bit from 144 to 142.5. I lean under a little bit in the dog. What do you think here?
Yeah, I would be careful with the dog, Connor, because from what I'm reading, and Nelson and Jose Perez may not play tonight. So I'm waiting for starting lineups, but I do like the under in the game.
All righty. I will look at that. I didn't think I was going to play it anyways. Let's keep going. Siena, Niagara. Niagara's laying 3 here, Max. Low total here, 129.5. There's a few 130s. What do you like in this one?
Well, listen, Niagara hasn't been home in a long time, and them being home should be a good recipe for them to get back on track. Let's also not forget last time that these guys played, Marcus Hammond was not in the lineup. And Marcus Hammond being in the lineup or not being in the lineup is a big deal. Although I do come on and I have talked about how I like the development of Noah Thomason, I like the size and physicality and versatility of Sam Oreo and Jordan Citron. I do think that when you have Marcus Hammond in the lineup, this is a revenge situation. I think that if you can get a 2.5, I'd be comfortable. If you can get a 3, I like that. I think Niagara gets back to business tonight and does a good job of limiting Jackson Stormo and doing a very good job of freaking playing 3-point defense.
Excellent breakdown. Even better. Shout out to Kyle with the $10 dono.
Dono
Hell
train.
yeah, my guy. Dono train action. Shout out to my guy at the $10 dono, Kyle. Thanks for all the support, my man. You're a straight real one. Appreciate it. All right, Max, let's touch on a few more the guys that talked about, then let's go rapid fire here.
Right.
UC Davis, Long Beach State. Got JP's either laying 5.5, 6. This total's moved 3 points to 148.5 here. Can Long Beach cover the number?
I hope that they can cover the number, and I hope that this totals the wrong move. I think that Long Beach has to show that they can freaking lead the way offensively early. If they can get into the 35-point range and then be leading UC Davis, I do think that with that zone defense and that good coaching from Coach Monsoon, they're going to be fine. I think that Long Beach finds a way to cover, finds a way to win, and finds a way to score enough points to go over their team total.
All righty, here, let's get to this one. Oregon at Washington. Tricky little game here for Oregon, laying 5, total 145 here, Max. You like anything in this game?
Yeah, I think that when I look at this game, I'm worried obviously about Washington and how they start scoring, but I don't have to worry about them in the second half. Constantly, over and over again, what do I see this team do? Put up big offensive outputs in the full game, but not be able to hit my goddamn first half team total. I think that at home versus a team that is going to be able to score against their defensive style is going to play into Washington's hand by getting them more possessions and more looks. I'd be looking at that Washington team total over 70.5, and I'd also be looking at Oregon's first half team total because it is under 37.
Okay, excellent work. Great job. Let's get to we're almost at the top of the hour, Max. Let's rapid fire here, and then we'll get out of here. There's still a ton more games. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is definitely a Lipscomb spot. I think that it's just too big of a number to back Liberty.
I lean Lipscomb as well, Max. If I had a free bet, I'd take the points.
That's a pass.
Man, these teams are really messed with me. So, yeah, this is a pass.
Yeah, I'm looking at Florida Gulf Coast going into Bellarmine and getting the tournament win to extend their season. They brought back this super cast of transfers. Time to put it to work.
Yeah, I think the points might be good there, Max. I also lean under 145 there a little bit.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking towards Army. It's a bit of a heart pick. I just think that the Lehigh guards have been figured out, and now it's time for the seasoned vets to fuck with their eyes open.
Pass.
Yeah, this is a pass.
Points, more points there.
This is another pass for me.
Yeah, I think Sam Houston wins. I don't know. They cover though.
South Carolina State, I think they're getting a little too much respect now.
Pass.
Ryder. Oh my God. Fairfield is a 3.5-point favorite even at home. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Yep, I'd be on Ryder here, and I could only look under 133.
Yeah, I got Delaware State at a better number, so I'm not going to talk about this game and rub it in.
Yeah, this is a pass for me. Not enough points.
Norfolk at home is not losing. I don't think they're losing. Howard, probably in for a rough ride, but there'll probably be points.
Yeah, I think there's points too, Max. Yeah, if I had to, I'd lay the 4.5, 5 with Norfolk.
Tennessee State, I think they can go on a run. I like the addition back into the lineup of Marcus Fitzgerald.
It's a pass for me.
This is a pass.
Pass.
Alabama A&M, love that home atmosphere.
This is a pass for me here.
UCF will win. Tulane, you will lose.
You might be right. And I think that's not enough. I really wanted like 4 points here to look at Tulane. So, yeah, toss it.
I would definitely be looking at Georgia Southern, but they just make me sick with their 3-point shooting and their free throw shooting. So I will
Yeah.
reluctantly take Coastal Carolina in the first half.
Pass.
Oh, yeah. Jackson State is going to flex. Arkansas Pine Bluff's going to have a rough time scoring.
I agree, but I don't know if they cover that 10, Max. 9 or 10.
Alcorn definitely has the conference title on the line tonight. I just don't know if they're going to beat Mississippi Valley State by 15 points.
Yeah, I don't know about that either. Maybe lean over.
Yeah, that's a pass.
This is ugly. I almost want to hold my nose and taste South Florida. I'm not going to do it.
Arizona is a really ugly play, but I just think that they thumped Stanford at home.
Yeah, they might. It's a massive number. You could maybe look team total with Arizona. God damn, that's a lot, Max.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking towards Idaho State, even though I think Southern Utah figured out how to play on the road.
Yeah, I think Southern Utah's the better team. They just can't be laying these points on the road. I grabbed the 7.5 last night, Max. Idaho State's been playing better basketball. I think they cover here. I mean, they could even have a shot to win it. But Southern Utah, I think, plays a little better tonight. But I don't. That could just be barely to win, though. Sneak out a win here.
Yeah, this is a pass because I got a much different number than is available right now.
I like the over here. I think this is too low. This whole last month, Sacramento State's 8-2, their last 10, scoring regularly in the 70s. So if they could just get mid 60s, I think Montana State gets mid 70s, Max. Boom. Can we get over 133? I hope so.
Yeah, I like the points, even though the number's gone towards the under. Alabama State is an over team, and at home versus Southern, I do think we see a lot of layups.
Pass.
Definitely not going to be looking to back UTEP. Have to be backing Rice, and it makes me sick to say that.
Yeah, I can't do it. But I can't lay with UTEP. Maybe look over, but
Yeah, definitely looking towards the over in the game, but the number I got was the opener.
yeah, it's just a few too many. Grand Canyon's so much better at home. I'm gonna have to pass.
Yeah, Northern Arizona is an ugly dog. Plug your nose and back it.
Pass.
Hawaii does not have Noel Coleman. Make sure that you're aware of that before you bet this game.
Yeah, I'd lean Santa Barbara, and I don't love it because it's 7.
Yeah, I think that this is an ugly offensive basketball game. Please, thank you very much.
Yeah, I think it could stay under this 135 here, Max.
This is definitely a weird game. I'm gonna look at it more, bet on it later.
This is a pass for me. I'm gonna look later too, though. Cal Poly at 10.5 though might be a look here.
Yeah, it's an unbettable game with the line move. You may have to take Tennessee Tech, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah, pass.
I want to see points early, just like the full game. I just don't know what to do on the side because of how fucked it was. I do think that Washington State comes out a little more assertive, but they got to hit threes early and often.
Yeah, this is a back-to-back, Max. I'm staying off. They got the over the other night, passing here.
Yeah, I'm not gonna even think about this game right now. Too many other games to think about.
Yeah, Fresno's really sliding here. It's just that might be too many to lay with San Diego State, and man, it's a low total.
Yeah, no thanks. Fullerton or pass.
Yeah, I'd lay it with Fullerton. I'd lay the two here at home if I had to.
I like Central Arkansas, even though Jacksonville's at home and they've been very dangerous. I think that Carmen Hunter being back in the lineup is that big of a difference maker for UCA.
I agree a little bit. I like the under here. I think Jacksonville can just dictate what they want to do, and this can stay under.
Yeah, this is definitely a spot that I'm not really sure about.
Yeah, me either. I don't want to lay 6 with Boston.
Yeah, that game already started. I like the under in the game, but Monmouth, they may be actually coming around and figuring it out.
Maybe, but I'd be leery. I'm laying the 7 with them here.
Bucknell versus Colgate, too big of a number in a conference tournament game, but I like it to go over possibly.
Yeah, this is ugly. Colgate team total, maybe.
Yeah, Jacksonville State. I think Kennesaw's their ride is over.
I agree here, but it might just be too many at 8, Max.
Last one.
Oh, he saved his for last. Oh my god. I'm gonna feel like a dick when I say this. I'm taking Michigan tonight. Don't let me down. Hunter, Caleb Houston, my fellow Canadian. Fuck with your goddamn eyes open and let these Hawkeyes know that it's hunting season in Michigan and we got our rifles ready.
I don't know if Michigan can do it. I lean them as well here in this spot. I like the over a little bit better. I think it's really high, but I've seen Michigan's defense. Iowa doesn't play much. I think both teams could get in the 80s. I think we can even get over this 154, 155 with the total here. All right. That is it. We're done, Max.
Yes, sir.
Massive card. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to everyone who hit the like button. Look at that. 115. Boom.
Wow,
You won't
Conor
get
doesn't
me
have to get mad today.
You got me yeah, I'm cool. Prince of the City, what up? Yeah, he's fading his own team. They can't be trusted, so I don't blame you. Hickey Fish Tanks, to all our Jakes. Shout out to Jakes Cross here. All 5 of you guys. Eric Jones, Isaiah, Jacqueline Martin, Noah, what's up? Kyle Bird, Andrew G, Christopher Comatini, Don Corleone, what's up, my guy? Steve G, what's going on? Shout out to the dono for Kyle, man. Great guy, $10 dono. Thank you, my man. Jay Peasy, Preston Burke, everyone here, Zoe, Lance LaRose, Trevor, Real Deal Prime, everybody. Thanks so much. Nathan Cerner, Ron Lofton. Shout out to you guys. All right, Max, give what your play is going to be. Last word to the chat. I'll get mine and we'll bounce.
Yeah, listen, Conor, obviously to the chat, when you're having sex tonight with whoever you're having sex with, just make sure that you open your eyes. You know, it's better when your eyes are open. I've experimented recently with them closed, and I was like, it's not as fun. I want to see what's going on. So you should also. I believe in you to do that, and I think that when I look at this game tonight, it's a scary spot when we look at the team, when we look at the stats. But on the road, if Penn State doesn't want to get blown out, they're going to have to score the basketball. I think that they're over 27 and a half first half team total has a good enough chance to get over by my projections and by a couple other validation methods. And just hoping that Seth Lundy is bringing his 3-point stroke tonight and that those old guards from the freaking mid majors, They're played like fucking Big Ten ones tonight. Penn State first half team total over 27.5.
Alrighty, Max. Great work. It's ugly, man, and I could be more angry tonight, but I hope not, Max. Temple. I've mulled on it all frickin' day. Plus 16. Stay in the game. Houston, you have nothing to play for. Just kick it, lay back in the second half, and let me get a cover there. I'm going to roll with you, Max. I'm going to take it. There's 138, but you can get 139. I'm going to take Michigan State, Ohio State over. I know this could get – I always worry about these Big Ten games going under, get into a rock fight, but F it. Over 139 in that game, full game for me. Alrighty, Max, great work as always. Tomorrow's Friday, tons of games during the day. It's that time of year, my man. How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm a little freaking squinty-eyed right now, but I'm feeling like there's gonna be some freaking winners, some chicken tenders, some better weed than I got at the local freaking government store. And that's
Especially
all I
in
can ask
Canada.
for in life. You know?
Yeah.
That's all I can ask for.
True. Alrighty, great show as always. Thanks for joining us for NCAA Net Profit. We will see you tomorrow on Friday. He's the great Maxwell Smart. I'm Conor Mack. We're out of here. We be pumping! Peace. DJ Pumping!